The Facebook platform known as Facebook, at least for now, it's been in the news plenty. The social media giants grabbing headlines for the wrong reasons with new revelations surfacing each day. Let's bring in our former Facebook executive and research fellow in the Center for Technology Policy at the Heritage Foundation, Kara Frederick, and business and markets analyst and Newsmax contributor Seth Denson. Welcome to the show. I want to talk about this. So documents obtained by the New York Times, they reveal that many Facebook employees tried to warn executives about political misinformation that was rapidly spreading on the platform during the 2020 election. Kara, these workers flagged the content. They brought it to the attention of their superiors on a daily basis. But why weren't there concerns? Why were they ignored?
Well, Facebook only cares about three things, and I've said this before, but I think the American people need to know. They worry about their bottom line, they worry about their brand and reputation. That is critical to them. So they call it putting out PR fires. So if this is going to create a PR fire for them, they're going to want to put it out. So if they don't have to address it out in the open, then they're not going to bring it to the public's attention. You saw what happened with the Wall Street Journal's expose, where all of these internal documents and internal research was unearthed. See what happened there. They have to change their name now. They have to rebrand. So I think if they could stamp out these PR fires, they're going to do it before they come out into the open.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Seth, we know Facebook targets younger individuals who are now they're easily influenced by what they see. Our kids who are on Instagram. How harmful can exposure to fake news, be to vulnerable minors?
Well, listen, fake news can be bad for everybody.
Yeah.
I probably get on a weekly basis messages from people that are 40, 50, 60-year-olds that get fake information online, and then they're challenging something that I might have said on here. But nonetheless, listen, this is a target-rich environment for ad sales, but it's also a target-rich environment for misinformation spreaders. There's a reason, and again, I draw this correlation very carefully, but if you look at a history of cults throughout America, right? Who's their target? It's those younger people who don't have enough life experiences to say, wait a minute, something just doesn't sound right here, and they're missing that common sense component. And unfortunately, that's seeing itself played out on social media platforms every day.
Yeah, you talk to people and you say, well, where did you hear that or see that? Like, oh, I saw it on social media, so it has to be true, which is really scary because that's how they're getting their information. Kara, the company was under fire earlier this week for illegally reserving lucrative jobs for sponsored immigrants instead of considering available U.S. candidates. What does this say about the decision makers of the company?
In my mind, I think Facebook has to clean itself up, and I think Facebook knows that they have to clean themselves up. There's a litany of abuses that not just Facebook, but social media companies in general have propagated against the American people right now. And what I think is also key when you're thinking about America's psyche or Facebook's psyche and the people at the top, they really worry about growth, and they consider themselves a global company. So they don't care about the American citizen. They don't care about the American family sitting around the table with the kids with their heads in their devices. Not at all. Over 90% of their user base is outside of the United States and Canada. So that's what they're worried about. That's that growth element for them. They don't necessarily consider themselves American companies. It's growth at all costs, and that is what they're after.
Yeah, all about the money, right? Seth, Facebook, as we just talked about, they're planning on changing its name and focus fairly soon. The platform, it's going to pivot to this metaverse and attempt to develop the next generation of tech. Now, you think this rebrand is just a way for the organization to distract the public from all of the recent controversies? And we've got story after story, and then we had outage. What do you think, Seth?
Yeah, I think that may be part of it. You'd be the brand expert on whether or not changing the name or not. But I tend to lean maybe more towards what Kara is saying, which is it's all about the bottom line. It's all about the dollars. And what Facebook is challenged with today is continually refreshing itself. They don't want to be MySpace. Right? And if they look at what their average user is, we talk about younger people. Yes, they have Instagram in their portfolio. That average user is 25. The average user in America, specifically with Facebook, is over 40 now. And so I think Facebook's looking at this saying, hey, we could go by way of the dinosaur if we're not continuously innovating. It's a competitive market now. You have TikTok and Snapchat and Twitter, and I'm sure there's a bunch more that I'm missing. But nonetheless, there's more in the space than there were in the originally. And I think Facebook's looking at this saying, if we don't continue to rebrand, we're going to lose our opportunity for revenue.
Yeah, they got to get those younger viewers, younger users. All right. Well, thank you, Kara Frederick, Seth Denson. Always great to have you. Have a good weekend.
Thanks.
You too.